Hey, what's up, everyone? Are you guys like me and you're in the world of jiu-jitsu? And I've done this for a while, but of course, over the years, I've had different opinions and feelings about certain techniques. Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about what's the most underrated submission in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with Professor Brad Scott out of Carlos Machado Jiu-Jitsu headquarters in Dallas, Texas. Let's go ahead and hear what he has to say and what he thinks is the most underrated submission in all of BJJ. But wait, before we get into the video, if you have a feeling or you have an opinion on this matter, go ahead and put in the comment section below what you guys think is also the most overrated or underrated submission in BJJ. And if you haven't seen the most overrated video, I'll put in the link above so you guys can check it out and what Professor Brad Scott thinks is the most overrated submission on all of BJJ as well. All right, let's get into it.
Most underrated, okay, is the triangle. The reason why it's underrated from full guard is because most people think that, just because the leg comes over and the person stacks them, it's underrated because most people don't know how to move. So if he starts to drive forward, it's underrated because he's not out of it. Even if he starts to continue to drive, he's not out of it. I'm going to keep it a little bit loose because I can still scoop up underneath the arm. I can back it up just a little bit, Professor. I can scoop up underneath the leg. If he drives directly into me, I can even roll all the way over. Keep driving in, Professor. Look, I roll all the way over, and yet I can still have my leg up underneath, and I can finish this triangle mounted. And it all started, of course, from a triangle from full guard. So I think that's the most underused, underrated is the triangle because it can be landed from so many different positions. It can be full guard. It can be full mount. It can be back mount. And of course, that's why I think it's the most underused. And of course, legs, I don't care how strong somebody's upper body is, legs still will beat it.
So setting up the triangle, your initial setup to make sure that you can lock it in and hold it. Because what I see a lot of people doing is same thing, they don't pivot. They just try to lock it in.
Yes, sir.
Which is probably what I would have said is maybe the most overrated. I might have had it flip-flopped. So what is your setup to make sure that you pivot first?
So what I'll do is I'll show two different ways of setting up that triangle. Okay, one is the direct way, which means I'm here, I grab onto his hand, I'm going to push his knuckles down. The reason why I push the knuckles is because if I grab at the wrist, he can grab onto something and he can kind of stop this. Okay, I push the knuckles because right here, if I can close his hand and then I kind of get offline, I can kind of start to wiggle and sit up and push the hand down in between the legs, and then I can climb the X up. Now, of course, right here, I'm going to raise my pelvis, and I pull the arm across, and at the same time as while my hips are up in the air, I rotate in order to grab my shin, locking down. Notice I said grab my shin instead of my foot. I've seen a lot of people pop their own foot or pop their own ankle, trying to sit there and grab their own foot. So instead, you grab the ankle, bring the calf directly across the back of the neck. The leg comes over, locking. And then if you're long enough and can reach, you go under the leg. If you can't, you scoop under the arm and fold and squeeze. That's one way. Second way is going to be setting him up off of a sweep. I'm going to make him remove one hand out the way, which is going to allow me to get to my move. Okay, so right here, I start to go, I wiggle off to the side, I start to get the sweep, and the guy posts. At this point right here, my hand is going to leave the collar, and I grab onto his hand. I bring my leg up, and I start to pinch to break him down with my knee. I arch my head out, and then as I bring the leg, the back of the knee, behind of his neck, I'm going to rotate hard to the opposite side. So I stretch that leg, scoop back underneath, bring the arm across, lock, and either I have right here the arm, or I can go underneath the leg. Okay. Triangle, I think is underrated because there's so many different ways you can finish it. It's a choke.
Got it.
And of course, the matchup works because your legs are typically stronger than most people's shoulders and arms.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir, for that.
It's a pleasure.
Cool. So you can always check out Professor Brad Scott. He has an Instagram channel. I'll go ahead and throw that in the video. And then last but not least, you made it to the end of the video. You know what we're going to ask you to do. If you like the video, hit the like button. Want to see more of the the bald crew, hit the like button. And then if you you like the stuff you see on our channel, go ahead and subscribe. And last but not least, hit that bell icon so you know when all the videos are coming out from all of us here at Martial Arts Limited. You guys are awesome. Stay safe. This is JD, Professor Brad, and we're out.
Yeah.